welcome to this month's episode of The Outpost. I am Adam Alexander.
And I am Mike Hurt. Welcome to The Outpost, eh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We've got, as Ed Sullivan would say, we have got a shoe for you. But, first off, we're the Disabled American Veterans, DAV Chapter 17, Ray H. Fuller, Winnebago County. And the role of this program is to be able to share with you, the viewer, our mission. And then we also like to showcase some of the veterans, some of the fun activities that we're up to. And we do have a good one today, I would say.
I would agree.
I would say. Well, with us today is Commander Barbara Belmont. She is the commander for DAV Chapter 17. And a good friend of the chapter is Rob Clayman. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the Oshkosh Chamber of Commerce. So, welcome to the Outpost.
Thanks for having us, Mike.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. And Adam, thanks very much.
Well, it's really an exciting time. I just, in terms of what this chapter is doing, some of the activities that we're doing. But I always have learned you never want to assume, on things. So, Rob, could you explain a little bit what is the Oshkosh Chamber of Commerce? Because maybe not everybody knows.
Sure. Thanks for that, Mike. Well, the chamber is it's been around since 1907, so a long time. It is a private membership association, for the most part made up of close to 900 businesses in the Oshkosh area. And the bottom line is the chamber provides services to these members, whether it be advocacy services. We're out there advocating and on issues of importance for businesses in the Oshkosh area. We really have a four-point approach. It's economic development, workforce development, programs and services, and advocacy. So we are pretty much a private membership organization that's kind of designed to do those things and kind of represent the business community. So we're out. We always say we're kind of the advocate for the business community, the guardian of the business community, whatever that might be. But the bottom line is engagement for our members. We're looking to make connections for those members, those businesses in the Oshkosh area, so that they can prosper. So we like to say we're a private organization, and some of the things we do that benefits the community. So it's really a community-based benefit from a lot of the things that the chamber gets involved and engaged in. We collaborate with many partners from the community to help advance Oshkosh, and DAV is one of those now. We're really happy about that.
Well, I'm looking toward Commander Belmont on this one, but I think it would have been about 3 years ago we first started getting involved with the chamber, and Scott, if you could put up the pictures of the Business Expo. Oh, hey, there. One of many meetings that we've had at the chamber. And this is our first expo. What do you remember of that Business Expo, Commander?
The Business Expo is a phenomenal opportunity with meeting many people within the community of Oshkosh. There's a lot of businesses as well as participants of the community just coming out to check out the different businesses. Networking for us as DAV Chapter 17 is tremendous with this event, because we're able to reach veterans that aren't even aware of opportunities that are available to them for disabilities, for service-connected disabilities, and or benefits that they're entitled to just for being a veteran.
Well, I always remember that first one. One, attendance was really good with the chapter, but I think for a lot of folks that was kind of like their first exposure to a business expo, and it was like, wow, this is cool. And then I got to say, we got 2 new members.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's good.
So that was really kind of neat. So it went well. But one of the things I just always want to go back on a little bit, one of the things that I've learned in with what we do is that every family has a veteran. And I guess, Rob, we were chatting about that a little bit before, and even looking within your own family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you kind of hit me with that question on the way in. I said, well, let me think. And obviously, yes. I mean, I had a brother-in-law who was a Vietnam vet, and I had, countless uncles that have been veterans that are out there, and you know, I heard all sorts of interesting stories from my brother-in-law. God rest his soul at this point. John Calk was his name, but a to Rivers guy. It's yeah, we definitely are a family of veterans as well, and
Excuse me.
you know, it's near and dear to us. So I mean, obviously, from the chamber's perspective, we want to do everything we can. I know we'll get into talking about the programs, but to help, you know, enhance, improve the lives of veterans. So.
Yeah, yeah. So and again, we appreciate that. So I'm thinking the next slide, next picture. Next one, Scott. Ah, my favorite. And actually, you spoke there, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you were one of our speakers. This was the day all the snow showed up in Oshkosh, March 25th. But we did have a fundraiser. Operation Cabin Fever 3 went well. And one of the things that I always like to show with this is you guys stood with us, and you guys were sponsors.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a great event for the community and for you know, to promote information on our veterans and the chamber. I mean, as I said, we you know, our kind of our role is to help promote these things and these events and get the word out in the community. So I mean, we couldn't think of a better way to do that than this event that you had.
Yeah, the thing that's been interesting for us as a chapter is that since the event has been done, and we have this money set aside to be there for veterans in need of mental health therapeutic services, and we've been actually dispensing quite a bit of the money and getting veterans the help they need. So it's pretty cool beans. So we're pretty happy with that. Now the big thing, and this has been going on for a while, was we talked about office space. And that was pretty huge. So, and you know, it goes down to, and I got to say, it actually starts with Commander Belmont.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, there it is. There's their spot, Mr. Bennett. But you know, a lot of chapters will have a chapter service officer, and that's it. And it was Commander Belmont had the vision where why one? Why one? Why can't we have 5, 6, 7, 8? And so she's done a great job of getting people trained up and everything. And I guess what I'd like to be able to say, first off, thank you so much for the office space. But what was that for you when you were kind of looking at it and going, this is an important part of our community and let's kind of help them out?
Sure, yeah. Well, and you know, right, we've been working on this, you said, for probably 2, if not 3 years.
Right.
This has been in the making. I think it goes back to my predecessor, John Casper. I mean, at the chamber, we had meetings back years ago talking about this potential to provide facilities. I mean, to the DAV Chapter 17 in our office. We have the space. They're in the lower level suites, of course.
Yep.
But, you know, at the chamber, it's a nice building, centrally located
Yep.
in downtown Oshkosh. We've got ample parking. And, you know, with COVID at the time, we were really a reduced staffing level. We're kind of back up to normal staffing levels now. But so that's kind of got the conversation going with us when we said, hey, you guys have this space. So we have this office space, and we thought, what better way to utilize this than to provide this space to DAV Chapter 17 so you could implement, you know, the counseling sessions that you're doing. And, you know, it was the right thing for us to do. And I think it's a great collaborative partnership with our local veterans. And, you know, so not only is it the space, but I mean it's access to the facility and the building that I think was important to you guys.
Yep.
And I know that, you know, we've got a couple of programs coming down the pike as well. But so yeah, I mean, we have this nice office. We got conference facilities for you guys to use, and so why not put this to really good use? And we've got the resources. Let's get it in place. So good partnership. We're glad that you guys are there, and now it's up and running. It's been great.
Yeah.
Commander Belmont, could you maybe talk a little bit about the duties and role of a chapter service officer?
Yes, I can. Basically, the role of our chapter service officers are to reach out to veterans within the community, or veterans in general. Don't necessarily have to be within our own community, but we're out there to reach out to the veterans to help them in any form of what they might need. If they have disabilities, we want to make sure that they're getting compensated for any disabilities that that they have had while they were on active duty. You know, they put up their right hand and swore their life that, you know, that could be taken, and some have lost their lives, and some of them have come back injured, and a lot of veterans aren't even aware of what benefits are available. We had a gentleman in the office the other day that we met with that wasn't even aware of the GI Bill having, you know, having benefits for them to be able to take advantage of.
And it's a good point too, because one of the things that, you know, through the good work of Rob and the board of directors with the chamber is we are there Thursday afternoons right now, and that will expand out,
Right.
where we will meet with people, you know, and the other thing I think, and this is where it was so important for me too, is that previous to this, as CSOs, if we'd want to meet with somebody, it was like, well, let's meet at a coffee shop, or let's meet at a restaurant or whatever. And it just didn't have the privacy. Mm-hmm. And because of the chamber, you've given us that privacy that we can meet with the veterans. So we meet on the on Thursday afternoons. Also, there is a slide in regards to where you can make appointments. If you could, it's the WWDAV 17. If you could pop that up real quick. Ah, there we go.
Yep.
But if you want to meet with a chapter service officer, our schedule's right up there.
Yep. Our
So
calendar of events is included right on there.
yeah. So you know, you can meet with any of us, and what is so neat with the chapter service officer, we go through training once a year.
Once a year.
And it's one of those things where you have to be certified every year, and you get the latest and greatest information about what chapter service officers do. And then we're kind of a gateway, because we actually have the national service officers in Milwaukee.
Right.
And so then we can kind of link them up together. So it works out well. So we've got I think we're at about 5, 6 right now, chapter service officers. And now they're going to be starting to do some work online in 2024, which can even expand it more. So 7 chapter service officers. Pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. But again, you know, we have that ability to sit down. But we do have some even bigger news than that. And
But wait, there's more.
there's more. Yeah. For $29.99. No. 4 easy payments. No. This has been going on for a long. I don't know how many meetings we had, but
A number of them.
a number of meetings. Yes, a number of them. But what's happening is I got to share real quick. I can remember before I got into this stuff. I remember seeing a van going down the road on 41. It said DAV, and I can remember back then going, oh, it's a VA van. And then you get into it, and the history of the DAV transportation program actually goes back to Henry Ford. Henry Ford got along very well with our founder, Robert Marks. Robert Marks. And the very first convention, we actually had Ford cars took disabled veterans to the convention. And that's where it went from there. And since that time, we've had that type of relationship. Well, now we have a DAV transportation Oshkosh hub. And we are taping this show as of December 1st. December 5th, we're going to have our van come in that afternoon. And we even got the lockbox outside for it.
It is.
And kind of, could you share, Commander Belmont, kind of what the plan is as far as the van goes in transportation of veterans?
Thank you, Mike. Our whole mission is to be able to help veterans, and what a better way than being able to get a transportation hub here in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So we're going to be able to pick up veterans from their home and be able to take them to their appointments with the VA in Appleton and Green Bay. There are a lot of veterans that are not able to get themselves to these meetings, and unfortunately they're outside of the 20-mile radius of being picked up from their homes. So that is one of the main reasons that there's very much of a necessity here within Oshkosh, Wisconsin, to be able to provide that transportation to these veterans. So we're really excited to be able to have these to be able to get a van set up. So we're looking at having a transportation coordinator in the office that we have. We're going to start out small and probably be there 3 days a week for you guys to make calls, make appointments, or let us know when you need appointments. The number will be there available. Leave us a message and we'll be able to get back to you to confirm, any appointments that and let you know and get the drivers lined up. We are definitely in need of volunteer drivers. We have a small fleet lined up, about 5 or 6 drivers lined up, but we need more if we're going, depending on how many veterans are going to be using this. There is a huge number of veterans here in Winnebago County, so we do want to be able to help service all of our veterans.
Yeah, and I guess what I would pitch out to the person that is viewing this right now, hit pause, and the name up there, Kyle Newkirk. Kyle is in charge of, he's the volunteer coordinator for the DAV with the transportation program in terms of getting drivers certified and so forth. So you do have to, like anything, you do have to fill out a little bit of paperwork and so forth. But that is Kyle's office number, cell number, and email. And just, again, give Kyle a call or send him an email, and he will get you going with a packet. And I think one of the things that's really important with a driver is a lot of times people will say, well, what can I do to help a veteran? You don't have to drive 5 days a week. If you have the ability to drive one afternoon a month, that's
we'll take
wonderful.
it.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. But and again, it kind of goes back. We're going to be doing Oshkosh, Amro, Winneconne, and we will actually pick up at the home. Yeah. And so there's no pickup sites, anything like that. So it's going to be very user friendly, and again, it's about getting the veterans to their appointments. So we'll be able to make that difference. So otherwise, how about we do this? Let's go to a quick commercial break, and then we will come back.
It's been healing for me to tell my story and hopefully allow somebody else to get something out of it. So I really want other veterans to tell their story and hopefully find that healing as well.
Every veteran's got a story. I always like to say every veteran is a piece of U.S. history.
Central location for your dispatch officers to come to, and
Okay.
they can. I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, I want to touch on that. The other thing I do want to talk about that just went into the cranium, but Rob Luigi, who's now retired with DAV National, and one of the things that I really enjoy about with what's happening, to his knowledge, we were the first chapter to have ever been embedded in the chamber. And when you look at 1 million members, when you look at 1,200 chapters across the U.S., we're leading the way on something. Yeah. And I find really kind of exciting. So, but we were talking before with the bands. What about the parking you were going to make? Because there was a lot of details worked in there, Rob, and parking was a factor.
Oh, sure. So yeah, we're back. Yeah, we you've got a parking lot that serves about 40 vehicles at the chamber. And when you said, hey, we've got this situation coming up with a van, you said, well, while there are times when the parking lot is fully utilized, most of the time it's not, and it just made sense that we'll have a DAV van parked in kind of the certain area of the parking lot, but it made sense for you guys, and we had the facility available again. So I mean, it's really more about resources and facility that we're bringing to the table. But I think you've heard from some other folks around the state saying, what is this partnership with the chamber?
Yeah. We have actually had that as well, where have been contacted, and what are you doing with the chamber again, and how does that work? And so people are seeing this as a good thing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting. Also, I do want to make one mention. Is there the picture with the lockbox? If you could show that real quick, that was really that was a neat moment. But when you go outside the Oshkosh Chamber, we actually had a lockbox installed. That we'll have everything. But I was just again. When the chamber stepped in and said, yeah, here's an area, you can put it here, and we all worked together and got that done. And
it's not a garbage can underneath it, that's actually a flower
flower
pot. Yeah, we got new holiday flowers. Christmas flowers are there.
There's.
But just a good example of all, but that's a good example of all the little details that had to happen. And so it's been a lot of work and a lot of meetings. So I did want to go back to, when we talk about the relationship, there was a slide with the webinars. And we have had a really good, going back to that relationship with the Chamber, but we've worked with the Chamber and we've actually been on the webinar series. I think we've done, this is the third one we've done about veterans. And we've gotten a very good response with those. It's gone well, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to bring somebody down for the Business Expo in March. And, see what we can do there. But again, it's fun to bring the DAV, which can talk about prospective employees and make that connection, and then be able to talk with our local business community and see what we can do.
Correct. I mean, there is a labor shortage out there, that we hear about every day. So, this is a great opportunity to get more information and connect with local veterans that are sources of employees in our local businesses. So, I mean, we definitely want to keep promoting that, and these webinars are a good way to do that.
Yeah, and actually, part of our training that happened as chapter service officers, we actually had now, again, Rob has just recently retired, but he actually worked us through the DAV employment website so that we'd be able to talk some stuff from an employment standpoint from DAV, and then we're able to talk somewhat a little bit about Oshkosh, but we'll be able to make that connection with DWD and some of the other people too. So we're doing a good job. Absolutely. In terms of that. So, but go ahead, Commander.
Mike, I would just like to add that with the employment aspect of things, like you talked about us having communications with our big DAV national headquarters and whatnot, their website for employment opportunities is for members, veterans that are seeking for employment, as well as employers that are looking to hire veterans. So I think it's key too that organizations that want to have stable, reliable workforce members, veterans are a very huge advantage to have hired in a company, and a lot of your businesses have realized that as well, that we do have a lot of networking out there for employers as well as the veterans for job opportunities that are available. And the DAV also has a boot camp opportunity for new entrepreneurs who are looking to start their own business, that they will do a week-long course in networking these veterans with mentors that have started their own businesses as well, to be able to make them successful in the community. And it's just a huge successful program that the DAV has set up.
So, but okay, I'm going to just make one other thing. Now, we'll say there's a viewer watching that is a veteran, and they're thinking, I want to join the DAV. How does that work real quickly?
Well, basically all you need to do is you can go online to the big DAV, DAV.org website, and there's a membership application that you can fill out there. You can talk to any one of us members within the DAV Chapter 17, come to a business expo, come to an event, come to the chamber. Basically, we're Disabled Veterans of America, and if you've been injured while you were on active duty, you will qualify to be a member of our Disabled American Veterans. We have, a huge variety of disabilities that everyone has. Some people have a disability, but they're only rated 0%, so they're still eligible to join the DAV because they are recognized as a disabled veteran. So it's a really unique opportunity for the majority of the veterans, a lot of people have encountered some source of disability while they were on active duty, maybe more so now with the recent wars that we've been in, or conflicts that we've been in, versus, you know, unfortunately, the World War II veterans and Vietnam veterans, you know, have faced different hardships, but, you know, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I think that's the, you know, the one thing I have to say that I've really seen is, you know, with a lot of the World War II in Korea, they're a lot of them have moved on, passed on, and so it's kind of rough. So we're like getting to be the old timers with the Iraq, Afghanistan
Speak
guys.
for yourself.
Speak for yourself.
But
I'm one of maybe 3 or 4 members of our chapter that weren't around to see the moon landing.
Okay, but also Adam was the 2002 DAV National Veteran of the Year. Not that we shamelessly
really
don't plug
scraping
that.
the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. But no, that was good. That was good. But and then the other thing I just want to briefly say with about DAV itself is just that our impact in the community that we have. You know, a good example is we're working with Oshkosh Correctional. Did not realize, but there's like about 150 inmates identified as incarcerated veterans. So, you know, we're working with Oshkosh Correctional, helping them out. Something that's neat, December 9th is the Army-Navy game.
Yes.
And we are going to be at the warming shelter. And 20% of the residents at the warming shelter are veterans. And we had an event last year, seemed to go over well, and we thought, well, let's have a tailgate party. So, you know, we're engaged in some of those things. And again, with the chapter service officers, which is huge. So we don't sit around and gather much dust as an organization. Well, we're starting to wrap up into the final moment of our time here.
Thank you, Mike. I have an award I would like to present to the Oshkosh Chamber of Commerce in recognition of your leadership, compassion, and support of the local veterans community. Together we make a difference in the lives of veterans. And it's my great honor to be able to present you this plaque, thanking you for all that you do in appreciation for our veterans. We couldn't be as successful in our mission without the help of you guys, and we really, truly appreciate it.
Well, that's very nice, and we definitely, I mean, this certainly was not necessary. We are happy and proud to be associated with the DAV Chapter 17 and want to do anything we can to help veterans and our local veterans and your organization, you know, keep doing the good work that you're doing, and you know, I know it's just a small part for us, but we really do appreciate that. That's so nice of you to present that to us, and we won't let you down. You know,
No,
we're there for you.
No, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Like I said, you know, for me, it's just so neat because this is something nobody's done before.
Sure. Right.
In the nation.
Well, and I do want to give credit to our board of directors because we did, you know, this all runs through. There's a chamber board of directors that really kind of oversees our organization. And when we brought this to them, I mean, it was really, I mean, it was an easy answer. Yes, let's do it. Let's get involved. Let's help any way we can. We've got the resources. So, you know, hopefully it continues to grow.
So, and that we thank you for. And thank you so much, Rob, for being here. And Commander Belmont, thank you for being here on today's show.
And thanks for joining us for another episode of The Outpost.
Yeah.
Until next month.
Till next month.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's fair.